The commotion began with Jin's solo concert held in Anaheim, California, as part of his second tour series. Fans had been anticipating an emotionally charged and captivating performance, but the euphoria turned into anxiety when Jungkook, known for being highly supportive of his bandmates, was suddenly reported to have been denied entry. This news first spread through the members' internal group chat, where Jungkook was seen rejecting dozens of invitation messages and concert location details. But what was shocking was that behind this refusal lay pressure from management, which blocked his access to the concert venue. Jungkook's private message meant for Jin never arrived. That night, Jungkook's emotional reaction erupted in a dark room. He screamed, and then tears streamed heavily. His crying did not merely represent disappointment, but also the accumulated anger within. Why was he so devastated? Weren't the members supposed to support each other? This was not just a ban on attending, it was a symbol of injustice. Jungkook's bond with Jin, which had grown since their trainee days, was suddenly put to the test. Taehyung, who heard about this from security staff, immediately stepped in. He questioned HYBE directly. Why was Jungkook denied entry? Is there a specific reason? Is this for internal protocol or a decision that limits the members' freedom? His voice was firm, demanding an explanation. It took extraordinary courage to challenge a system long considered unshakable. Internal sources revealed that the ban stemmed from claims of schedule considerations and risk management, but the actual details remained hidden. Meanwhile, Jin's concert security protocols were indeed extremely strict. VIP-level access was for official invitations only, and backstage access was typically limited to crew and production teams. However, as a fellow group member, Jungkook should have been granted an exception. This situation sparked speculation from many parties. Some pointed to internal tensions among the members, while others suspected business or contractual pressures behind the scenes. Taehyung, usually calm, began showing unease, his gaze piercing as he read the management's instructions. He even told staff, "This isn't just about a concert. It's about the solidarity of friends. Whatever the reason, Jungkook must be present." Outside the arena, fans also erupted. Digital hashtags began trending. #FreeJungkook concert, demanding clarity from HYBE. Instagram and Twitter posts were flooded with emotional support. Jungkook's tears were portrayed as a manifestation of frustration over interference, not mere dramatics for content. Some fanbases even gathered evidence showing Jungkook had purchased an official ticket from the start of sales, asserting the ban was imposed later, unilaterally. Meanwhile, Jin continued the concert with full focus, and his energy remained mesmerizing. But Jin's gaze seemed to conceal sadness behind each lyric. While singing Tonight, Jin's eyes glistened briefly, as if calling for Jungkook's presence amid the crowd. The audience's atmosphere swelled, not only because of his performance, but also due to the restrained emotions. During the concert, the backstage staff appeared tense. Other BTS members stayed quiet and hid their expressions. Even the guarded distance between Zach, production team, and JR, security chief, drew attention. All eyes seemed fixed on one thing. Would Jungkook suddenly appear? But the concert carried on flawlessly for its full duration. After the concert, discussions shifted to a meeting at HYBE. Sources mentioned that Taehyung requested an impromptu audience with the artistic and security protocol teams. He demanded a formal report. What was the basis of the ban, who signed it, and whether such standards were applied fairly? Taehyung also submitted evidence of Jungkook's conversations, proving they were legitimate internal group communications and emphasizing that Jungkook had committed no disciplinary violations. In that meeting, tensions flared. The security team defended their protocols. Ticketing, backstage passes, campus access. They all go through processes. If procedures aren't followed, anyone can be denied, including members. But Taehyung countered, it's unfair to apply these rules to the group. Members' procedures must differ from regular audiences. HYBE's decision then surfaced. They would review the ban. Would Jungkook be allowed to attend the next concert? Would his courage and Taehyung's support be enough to shake the system? The public waits with bated breath. From HYBE's financial and branding perspective, significant consequences could arise if the public perceives them as restricting their members. It could damage BTS's family image reputation. On the other hand, risk management and intense scheduling may indeed be the technical basis. But what's crucial now is justice and transparency. Jungkook cried not because of drama, but because he felt betrayed by a system meant to protect internal solidarity. Will HYBE dare to reverse this decision? Can Taehyung win their hearts, not just with arguments, but with a spirit of defiance against injustice? What will become of the next tour? Will each member face similar policies? This story isn't over. The final decision depends on further dialogue between Taehyung and management. The public, fans, and international media are watching. If HYBE gives the green light, the upcoming concert could be an emotional reunion. Jungkook standing beside Jin, with all BTS members together, affirming their bond is priceless, even against corporate policies. But if not, then this isn't just about one concert. It's about the group's integrity, public trust, and the wholeness of BTS's family image. The air grows heavier with questions as Taehyung emphasizes, this isn't just about tonight. It's about every moment we share, wherever and whenever. Amid the uproar, one thing is certain. Jungkook's tears signify something urgent that needs fixing. And now, the big question arises. Who will prove stronger? The management seeking control or the solidarity of individuals who refuse to be silenced? Fans certainly hope those tears aren't merely an emotional episode, but the start of change. Will we witness a new history where one individual's decision underscores the power of equality and true friendship? Or is this merely the beginning of a longer, unseen conflict? As this report is compiled, we still lack official confirmation. But one thing is clear, Jungkook cried because he was banned, Taehyung questioned because it was right, and the public demands transparency. Will HYBE stay silent? Or will they choose to listen to the voices of their fans and members? Could this narrative have been constructed by certain parties to create a conflict that appears dramatic to the public eye? If Taehyung truly questioned the policy, why is there still no voice recording or statement that can clearly verify its truth? Or is this all just an illusion deliberately crafted by social media algorithms, which are always hungry for controversy to drive attention and traffic? We cannot ignore the fact that the information currently circulating comes from platforms like TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Twitter, and several entertainment news portals. These mediums are known for spreading news quickly, but are also prone to being fertile grounds for hoaxes. Are we truly confident that every video we see, every quote we read, represents the whole reality? Or are we being trapped by fragments deliberately edited to provoke our emotions? Furthermore, the public must ask, who benefits if this issue continues to spiral out of control? Is HYBE's integrity being tested? Does BTS itself gain from such rumors that once again draw global attention, especially when the group's activities are on hold as some members undergo military service? Or is there a third party intentionally muddying the waters to create the impression of internal conflict? Jungkook's tears, if they truly occurred, are certainly not something to be taken lightly. But we must also reflect. Are we, as the public, not being exploited emotionally by this narrative? Could the video be the result of collective emotional manipulation, where fans are unconsciously steered to feel anger, sadness, and eventually blame certain parties without solid evidence? Taehyung, as depicted in the circulating news, is portrayed as someone brave enough to challenge management for Jungkook's sake. But have we critically considered whether such a stance is realistic, given the strict contracts and protocols surrounding every move BTS members make? What if this entire narrative is just a scenario designed by certain individuals to create the perception of a hero and a villain behind the grand stage of South Korea's entertainment world? To this day, no concrete evidence has confirmed the truth of this news. All we know are fragments of information sourced from social media, pieces that are easily twisted, exaggerated, or even entirely fabricated. So, amid this uncertainty, what should our stance as information consumers be? Should we immediately take sides and believe everything we see, or should we hold back, verify deeply, and demand stronger proof before drawing conclusions? In this era of disinformation, the speed of news spread often outweighs truth. A 15-second video can spark the anger of millions before any clarification from the involved parties. Will we continue letting ourselves be played by algorithms that push controversial content to our feeds? Or is it time we ask, is this all fact or merely an illusion crafted for clicks, likes, and shares? Let's pause and reflect. If this event really happened, then there is a serious issue about members' rights in the entertainment industry system that we must highlight. But if this turns out to be fabricated, aren't we all complicit in spreading a massive lie that harms many parties' reputations? The most fundamental question we must ask ourselves is, are we sure this event is real? Or do we believe simply because we want to believe? Does this narrative feel plausible? Or too dramatic to be true? Who controls this information? And do we, as a global audience, truly have access to the whole truth? Every second we spend discussing this issue underscores one thing: how easily public opinion can be steered by unverified information flows. If HYBE really banned Jungkook from attending Jin's concert, wouldn't major Korean media have reported it officially by now? If Taehyung really fought management, shouldn't there already be a direct statement from him or someone close to him? Yet, as of now, it's still nothing more than a rumor. So we must return to the most important question. Does this news reflect facts, or is it merely a hoax constructed to provoke sympathy and anger? We urge you, the readers, not to remain passive consumers in this information flow. Reflect carefully on every piece of data you receive. Are you truly seeing the truth, or merely reading a story crafted so carefully? Will we keep letting ourselves be swept into a drama that perhaps never existed? Skepticism does not mean apathy. It's a form of self-defense against information manipulation. Don't let your emotions be controlled by content that might not be authentic. And don't rush to blame any party just because of a viral video or a seemingly convincing narrative. There are only two possibilities. If all this is true, then we must demand transparency from the relevant parties. But if this is mere artificial hype, then we must learn to be wiser in filtering information in the future. Now we return the question to you. Are you sure that Jungkook's tears, the ban from Jin's concert, and Taehyung's protest really happened? Or do you see the possibility that this is merely a carefully constructed fabrication? Are you ready to challenge your own beliefs and re-examine every detail circulating? The truth will never reveal itself amid an information storm. You yourself must seek it with skepticism, reflection, and the courage not to be trapped in narratives that may have been manipulated. Because in the end, news is not just about what's presented, but how we critically interpret it.